Hi all, and happy Christmas to you and your family from all of us here at the DSA. We've just put a small video together for you to enjoy, so over to you, Peter.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks for the Christmas message. Oh, and thank you for my Christmas present. You know how I love socks. The only thing is, they only sent me one, and it's a bit big. So, how do I put it on? Anyway, that's a problem for next year. So, here we are at SpursAbility, and we've been trying to keep things going through this very, very difficult year. And you don't need me to explain that. So we've been doing things like we've been running competitions, we've set up a fantasy football league, and yes, I'm bottom of that league as well. But behind the scenes, we've also been working closely with the club to make sure that when supporters have been in, and those lucky people who've been to the 2 games so far where there have been supporters, it's been safe for everybody to do so. We've also tested out the Skywalk, and believe me, it works. Even if you have any slightest fear of heights, then give it a go. You never know what might happen, but it's well worth it, and something maybe you want to plan for next year, along with the stadium tours, which are all accessible too. And we're going to make sure that when the museum finally opens, that will be accessible as well. The other thing we've done is to start doing some Zoom chats. We started it off with just a few of us, just to try it and see how it's going, and slowly it's growing. And ultimately, last week we managed to get a certain captain to come along and have a chat to everybody.
Brilliant. Well, look, it's fantastic to see everyone. Welcome to all you SpursAbility members. And first things first, let's give a warm welcome to the one and only club captain, Hugo Lloris. Hugo, hi.
Hello.
Oh, Hugo.
Pleased to see you.
I've just got a few things to run through before we start. First of all, could everyone please stay on mute throughout? We're not going to be able to take questions from you today during the course of this call, but we have a lot of questions from members that will be put into Hugo in the second part of this call. So that'll be something to look forward to. There's some great questions in there. Another thing I must say is that we are recording this today. So if you'd rather not be featured, then just take yourself off video. And the third thing is, if anyone requires a BSL interpreter, then Sarah Jane is there. Hello, Sarah Jane. And so you can follow her there. So let's start proceedings with your chairwoman, Joe, and vice chair, Peter. Joe, are you there? Trying to find Joe. Where's Joe? Hello, Joe, are you there?
She's probably run away. I think you've scared her off.
Is that Peter?
It is Peter. Hello, how are you?
How are you doing, Peter? I can see you. How are you? Nice hat.
Well, I went to the festive spirit with the right one, but the trouble is with the ball on the end, the dog keeps trying to nick it. Thinks it's part of the fun.
Brilliant. Peter, I just wanted to
I just had a message from Joe saying she can't unmute, that's all.
Oh, okay. I'll put it to you then. What I was going to ask Joe, Peter. Look, for members who have only recently joined, just tell us a little bit about SpursAbility and what you do, and you know where you are.
Okay. Well, effectively, we're similar to any other supporters group within the club. I know the club's got loads locally and all around the world, which is brilliant. But what we found, and actually most other clubs have found, especially in the Premier League, is that where people have some sort of disability issues, that there's a group there that they can turn to that try and help promote the right things. For a long time, a lot of the stadia, for example, if you think of the old White Hart Lane, just didn't work in terms of, excuse me, I'm going to get this out of the way, it's annoying me. Just didn't work in terms of accessibility. And also, as the sort of parameters for accessibility have changed, it's not just about people in the wheelchair nowadays. It's about any form of disability that comes up. So it can be where there's mobility issues, it can be where there's cognitive issues, it can be where there's sight issues and things like that. And what a group like SpursAbility tries to do is to bridge the gap between supporters, be they season ticket holders, be they occasional visitors, be they away supporters as well, that we bridge that gap between them and the club. And I think that's what we've done very successfully over the last few years. In consider the changes we've had when moving out of the old White Hart Lane, going up to Wembley, which was sort of our stadium, but it wasn't our stadium, if you know what I mean. We sort of made it home, but it never felt right. But there were challenges there that we had to deal with in terms of accessibility. But then there was a great drive to make sure that the new stadium is the best that it could possibly be in terms of accessible for everybody. And if you look at it, and having been to stadiums in the UK and in Europe and even in the States, actually I think we've got the best stadium for it in the world. In terms of wheelchair chair access, it's brilliant. In terms of the way that the stewards and things are trained to recognise cognitive issues is brilliant. The fact we've got a sensory room is brilliant. The idea with that is that if people have cognitive issues that where they can't deal with big crowds and such like, that they can still come to the games and be in a safe environment, and then slowly we can ease them off that. And so they can slowly get used to being in crowds and things like that, but still be part of the whole Spurs experience and the whole Spurs family. And that's incredibly important nowadays.
Brilliant, so, Peter, thank you very much. Joe's there. Joe, hi, Joe.
Hi, I just really quickly, because I know all our members want to meet Hugo. So just say thanks everyone for joining and enjoy. And we look forward to hearing your answers now, Hugo. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Joe. I'll say Joe's, Peter's just sort of set out what SpursAbility is all about. Just one question for you. What can members expect from SpursAbility going forward? Let's just hope for that day we're out of this lockdown and we're back to normal.
Oh yeah, that's our main. We want to be back at the games. I'm sure the players want to see us there as well as much as we want to be there. So going forward, we're just working for that day to get back, and we'll continue doing our Zoom calls with catch-ups with our members and engaging with them on Facebook and Twitter, and just having calls like this to make sure everyone stays healthy and well.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Joe. Right, let's bring in Hugo. Hugo, you need to unmute yourself, Hugo. Hugo, how are you?
Okay, you can hear me?
No, we can hear you just fine. Thank you very much.
Very
Hugo,
well, thank you.
Let's have a look at where we are. 13 games down, second in the Premier League. Very few goals conceded. We look so strong, Hugo. Where do you see us at the moment?
There is still 25 games to go. It's a long way, but honestly, we are in a good position. We are a bit disappointed with the last game at Liverpool. We could deserve a bit more, at least 1 point, but it's football, and we are looking forward to play the next game against Leicester. I mean, at this period of the year, every point, every win can have an impact. So it's important to keep our confidence very high.
Thank you, Hugo. And of course, we're talking to fans. We're talking to fans from SpursAbility today. But I mean, just about every interview we do, Hugo, with any player, just missing those fans. And we just saw what we were missing when only 2,000 were there, especially for the Arsenal game, which was so loud and such a great occasion. And then Royal Antwerp as well. How have you found it with and without the fans, Hugo? It's been difficult for the players, hasn't it?
It's not the same sport. It's not the football that we love. We want to see our fans at the stadium. It was already one step forward to see them against Arsenal, and we felt very warm, inside the stadium to see the atmosphere. Unfortunately, against Leicester, we're gonna miss them again, and it's a big disappointment. but we are all looking forward to see them again and to share emotion. Hopefully in the second part of the season, you know, to share some a great experience and great emotions and maybe with success.
Hugo, it's Christmas is coming up, and for everyone, it's a special time. For a footballer, it's very different times to just about everyone else, isn't it? I'm going to ask you, Hugo, what are your normal traditions on a Christmas day, for instance? What would you normally do? And I'm hoping this year, Hugo, you might have Christmas and Christmas night at home, because we don't play until the 27th, do we? So what would you do normally, Hugo?
So we used to in my family, we used to celebrate, like most of the French people, we used to celebrate Christmas the 24th evening. I know that in England you used to do it in 25th midday, but yeah, we try to mix both. We do both, but we used to train the 25th. Since I'm in England, I mean 25th. Usually we train in the morning. This time will be in the afternoon, so we can open the present with the kids and to see the smile on their face, and so that's very important for me.
And as a father, Hugo, I mean, Christmas is a special time, right?
Yes, very special. But I think, like everyone in the world, we will prefer to spend this time in a normal condition. So this year is a bit strange for everyone, and we would prefer to have all the family at home to spend the dinner or the lunch, but it will not be the case, and so yeah, it's the only negative point. But Christmas is for the kids, and to make them happy and to make them dreaming. Yeah.
Brilliant. Right now, Hugo, we're going into the second part of our chat with SpursAbility, and we've got questions from SpursAbility fans. So we've got quite a few questions here. I've got the people who have asked the questions as well. So I'm just going to run through them all now. Everyone, so all the fans, these are all your fellow members' questions. So question number one then, Hugo, is from Owen Bright. And he says, I love Hugo. He's the best. My question is, what is Hugo's favourite penalty save? And you've had a few important ones, Hugo.
I think my favorite penalty save is against Arsenal, no? The last
one. I thought that might be the one.
Yeah. At Wembley. This draw was like a win, no? Because we could have lost the game, and we know how much it means for the fans and for the Spurs community. So yeah, I would say that one. Yeah.
The next question is from Adam. So from Adam Margolis. It's a tricky one, Hugo. Who would be in your five-a-side team out of the current squad? So you're going to upset about 20 players now.
That type of question I don't really like, because I respect so much all my teammates, and it's not fair to pick only 5. It's already not fair to pick 11 players on the field. Yeah, it's easy for me if I go with my close friends now in the team, and so I would say Paolo in the goal, and 4 more, huh? So 5, huh?
Yeah. I'm expecting you to say Joe Hart right back.
Why not? Why not?
Brandon, Alfie.
Yeah, exactly.
Team of goalkeepers, that'll do, won't it? And put Nuno in there as well, Hugo. We're covered.
I want to play up front.
Where are you going to play in this team?
No, yeah, it's a good answer. No, all the keepers, no,
Would you win? Would you win any games at U5?
We will not lose a lot because the keeper spirit is always competitive.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Okay, next question is from Paul Gregan. He asks who are Hugo's current top 5 goalkeepers, but I'm going to change that a little bit because I know you'd want to think about that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So Paul also asks, who is your favourite all-time goalkeeper? So who is your goalkeeping inspiration, Hugo?
The first one that I used to watch was Fabien Barthez. This generation that won the World Cup in 1998 was a source of inspiration for all the players of my generation, and I'm glad that we follow the way by winning the World Cup in Russia. And then, I would say Peter Schmeichel, Gianluigi Buffon, Iker Casillas, Oliver Kahn. There is no surprise, no? I really like Julio César from Inter Milan, the Brazilian keeper, Dida as well. The list is very long. I think that one thing that I like is to get, when you watch a keeper, when I was younger, obviously, to get few things from them, no? That's how I see the things here.
Brilliant. Now, the next question is from someone I can see right in front of me. It's from Grace. Grace, can you give us a wave? There you go. So Grace would like to ask, Hugo, what is your best save of the season so far?
I don't know. I hope there will be plenty in the season important for the team. But if I have to pick one, I would say maybe Southampton away from home in the first half. Shot, close range. But sometimes, the spectacular one, they look more complicated from outside, but sometimes is the simple one. I mean, some situation that you can make them simple by getting the right position at the right moment. From outside, you look an easy save, but from the pitch is about movement, decision, feelings, and but that's something that you only can get on the field.
With you. Grace, thank you for your question. Okay, the next question is from Teddy Richards. And he says, I am a goalkeeper and captain of Chigwell, which is where Spurs Lodge is, Hugo, a place you know well.
Yeah.
I want to know if Hugo played in any other positions when he was younger, or did he always want to be a goalkeeper? That's from Teddy.
So I started as a goalkeeper, but I quickly wanted to feel the other position, and especially the offensive position. So I played 1 year as an offensive player, and it was it's a good memory, no? But at a young age, I think I was 8 or 9 years old. At this age, I think there is no right position for the kids. It's just important for them to feel the responsibility, to feel the positioning, to feel the different position on the pitch, and then when you arrive at a certain age, maybe 12, 13, 14 years old, maybe it's the moment to stick with one position where you feel the best.
Brilliant. Next question is from London Bunby. And this is a lovely question, especially for this time of year. So London wants to know, what was your favourite Christmas gift from when you were a kid? What was your favourite Christmas present as a kid, Hugo?
I think it was a goalkeeper kit a full kit. Yeah, I remember I was in my grandparents' flat. Um, I think I was young. I was maybe 6, 7 years old, and it was a nice kit, very flashy, Italian style, you know, and I kept it for for a few years. I was proud, no, to play with it.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, the next question is from someone else who I can actually see on this call. This is from Stephen Moore. Hi, Stephen. There he is. Thumbs up from Stephen. This is a nice question. So we're going to go back to 2012, Hugo. And Stephen wants to know, why did you join Spurs? He said you had the pick of Europe's elite clubs. So what was it about Spurs that brought you into our club?
It's about feelings, no? I used to watch and I used to like the club before. I really enjoy watching, the pair Berbatov, Robbie Keane.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, Tottenham is well known because David Ginola played there, and he won Player of the Year award. And at that time, David was like an icon in football in France. So I mean, in your career, it's about decision, it's about feelings, it's about the people that you meet, and to go a bit deeper, there was already some discussion with Tottenham when I was younger, when I left Nice to go to Lyon. So I already know the people at the club at that time, so probably he helped me to go in that direction. And then there was the project, obviously, the big project with the training ground, with the new stadium. And I think Daniel, the chairman, made an amazing job the last few years. The players as well on the field with the coaching staff and medical staff. We try to improve and to reduce the gap with the best club in Europe and in England, and I think we are going in the right direction. We are all proud of the club and facilities. I think we have one of the best stadium in the world, if it's not the best stadium in the world. So now we just miss, the final step, winning trophy.
Yeah, the last step's the hardest one, isn't it, Hugo?
Yeah.
Okay, the next question is from Matthew Brooks, who's 11. And he says, Hugo, tell us an interesting fact about yourself that we don't already know.
I prefer to stay mysterious. It's good.
I can tell them a fact they might not know. How good you were at tennis when you were younger. How about that?
I don't know if with a lot of if you can change a lot of things. Now, I started tennis before football, and as soon as I learned how to walk, I was walking with a tennis racket in my hand because I used to see my grandmother playing tennis, my father playing tennis every weekend. So my reference was more about tennis, and it's at the tennis club that I started to play football. No, and then few years I mixed between football and tennis until I had to decide between both. No, and I decided football. So I don't think I make the wrong choice.
Okay, Hugo, let me throw this one at you then as just off the cuff.
Yeah.
What would you rather have done? Lifted the World Cup as France captain or won Wimbledon? Or the French Open?
It's a difficult one, huh? But I will stick with the football and the World Cup. Yeah, incredible feeling. Yeah. This is how football how big football is now. Even more when you play for the national team, when you feel all the country behind you, and when you celebrate the success with the whole country. I mean, it's an incredible feeling. People are still saying thank you when you meet them in the street, and that's a great thing.
Now, the answer to this question could actually be a follow-up. So this question is from Joe, who we spoke to earlier. Hi again, Joe.
Hi.
So Joe's question is, what career would you have chosen, if football wasn't an option? So what would you have done if you weren't a footballer, Hugo?
I don't know. I would probably follow the way of my father. He used to work in finance, and I would probably continue my studies, and then maybe, you know, the weekend doing some sport with friends, just to have good moments, and a normal life. No, even if I play football, I consider myself like a normal person, and I try to live a normal life, even if I feel privileged to be a football player. And I think I try to do the best to be performant, to be competitive, and to make the fans happy. Yeah.
Brilliant. So I can see the person who this next question from again. So Michelle Castiglione, I can see you down there. There you go. Give us a wave. How are you? So Michelle says, and this was such a great moment, Hugo. How did you feel when you played the first game at the new stadium? So that win against Palace, April 2019. What was that experience like when you first ran out of that stadium?
Is one great memory in my Spurs career. To feel proud, you know, to be captain, to be the first to walk on the field, to see this stadium full, very noisy. What an atmosphere that night. The fireworks during the line. And then, of course, the win, no? With Sonny scoring the first goal in stadium history. And it was definitely the feeling that it was a new chapter, a new area for the club. And I think we are all proud to play in this stadium every weekend.
Brilliant, brilliant, lovely answer. Okay, this is a question from Harry Parker, who's age 12. He says, does Hugo get as much enjoyment playing as we do watching him? He's our favourite player. Hugo, I know you love your football probably more than ever at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, it's very nice, no, to hear positive things like that, and I'm really grateful. Where I find the pleasure is every day in training session, to push myself, try to get the consistency in your performance, and then when you win, because football at the end is not about playing one way or another way, it's about winning, no? And when you win, everything is unbelievable and everything is perfect. When you lose, the feeling is very bad. You feel very down, and this is how I live football, and it's sometimes very difficult emotionally to control, because I hate the defeat, and when you lose, you just want to beat next game to fix the problem and to get back and to bounce back in the right way. So it's been now 15 years. I'm professional, and this is the mix of emotion that I feel, and it will be the case until I decide to end.
Brilliant. Okay, the next question is from Steve Davis. I can't see Steve on the call, but the next question is from Steve Davis. Now he says, I was a goalkeeper playing five-a-side until my disability meant I had to stop playing. He said, the thing I loved most as a goalkeeper was making those brilliant saves, the ones that you've got no right to make. He said, that was the thrill of playing as a goalkeeper. He says, my question is, what is for you, what is the best part of being a goalkeeper? What do you enjoy the most, Hugo?
To be helpful towards the team, to feel decisive in the game, helping to get the result. And it's not only about save; it can be about claiming balls, getting out of your box, coming out for crossing. I think there is different way to help the team, different way to get this feeling. It can be the last ball of the game by coming out and catching the ball in the air, or can be with a big save. You feel, on the pitch, that type of moment, and sometimes, most of the time, I want to say that the crowd will remember it, because when something happens on the pitch, there is a big impact in the crowd. When you do a save, the crowd, is responding from that save, and unfortunately at the moment there is no crowd, and you don't have these feelings, but I'm looking forward to feel again these feelings.
Lovely. This is from Julie Pollock, who I can see is there, right there. Hi, Julie. Okay, so Julie's question is, and this is an interesting one, with what, how long you've been at the club. What is your most memorable moment at Spurs so far, Hugo?
There is a lot. Every derby that you win for me is a great memory. But obviously I need to pick one, and I would say the Ajax game away from home. That night was just incredible, and will stay in my memories for all my life. What happened on the pitch in the second half, and what happened after the game, the communion with the fans that stay at the stadium until very late. You play football to share that type of emotions, and I hope the best are ahead of me. I really want to share the feeling of winning something big with the fans. To share that moment in the street, close to the stadium or into the stadium, and to put a stamp in the club, for life. That's the target for. That has to be the target for every player at the club.
We'd certainly all agree with that one. Okay, the next one is interesting one from Georgina Nilsson. She says, I'm currently a performance analyst. What are your experiences with analysis, and have they been beneficial to your performances?
I think it's a football part that we don't really talk about, or not often, but that's something big, today in football. The analysis are doing a great job at the club, and helping the coaching staff, helping the players to analyze our performance, but also the opponent that you're gonna face, and that's very important today, because the level is so high. There's no big difference between teams, between clubs. Everything belongs to the field, and this is where you have to leave everything on. And for me personally, I use a lot. I mean, when I leave the pitch, I know already what I could improve, what was good, was not good, and of course I use the video to check again. But yeah, that's something important for player, obviously.
Brilliant. Thank you, Hugo. Got a couple more then. This is one from Kia Gott, who asks, you've been at Spurs since 2012. Can you see you spending the rest of your career here?
It doesn't depend only of me.
And we're all listening very carefully.
It doesn't depend only of me, I would say. As long as I feel competitive, as long as I feel good, I will give everything for the club. That's my target. And then, of course, there is a club decision that I will always respect. And then there is a time probably to see something else. But when I will decide this moment is probably when I will decide to drop of a level. I mean, I want to stay as long as I can at the best level, and for that I see myself at Tottenham. That's clear. I don't see myself anywhere else. But maybe later, if you want to enjoy another experience, maybe I don't know, like the USA. I don't know. That's an example. I would say, but I will give always the best for the club.
Brilliant. Okay, this is from Jake Stacey. Now, Jake actually.
Wait a minute. Sorry, something.
Hey!
Merry Christmas! Enjoy! Merry Christmas!
Okay. Okay. So Jake would like to. So Jake wants to ask you if you could make a squad out of all the players you've played for, who would be in that squad? But I'm going to change that slightly, Hugo, and say if you was going to make a Spurs team out of all those players that you've played with since 2012, which one player would be in that team for sure?
You want me to do the 11?
Go on and do the 11. If you want to do the 11, do the 11.
Very difficult. Huh? We're gonna stay all the afternoon.
Yeah, we've got until 5 o'clock, I think.
No, but again, it's very difficult to pick 11 players. There is definitely players that will be in that team. I would say player like Harry Kane, like Son, but the one I really enjoy sharing days and games is probably Moussa Dembélé, that I miss a lot.
What a player, right?
What a player, so underrated, but he's one of the best players I play with so far. Yeah. Brilliant.
Okay, I've got an extra question, and it's going back to Christmas. In fact, it's going back to Boxing Day, which is obviously a day that just means that little bit extra to you, Hugo. What are you doing on your birthday, Hugo?
But this year...
Not playing football this year?
Yeah, we don't play football. There will be a training session. But yeah, I like the moment. I like the moment because the Spurs fans are amazing with me, always singing the happy birthday during the warm-up. And then I think I'm still unbeaten, the 26th of December, so that's good.
Brilliant. Okay, look, we're on to the last question, and this is a special one. So Priyesh, who I can see Priyesh is there. Priyesh said, could Hugo possibly sign Merry Christmas in British Sign Language for the deaf audience. So if you can, Hugo.
Yes, of course.
If you can remember.
I will try. So, you see my hand? Yeah.
How was that? Perfect.
Is that good?
Perfect. Brilliant. Hugo, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll speak on behalf of our fantastic fans. It's been a pleasure to talk to you as always. Thank you for your honest answers.
Thank you.
And
remind them that we miss them a lot. Huh?
Yeah, I was going to say, Hugo, I mean, would you like to finish? I mean, we're a week before Christmas. Would you like to give your captain's message?
Yeah, on behalf of the team, I just want to tell them that we miss them a lot, and we are so frustrated not to see them at the stadium, and we are looking forward to see them back at the stadium, and also we want to wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to enjoy that moment. It's been a very difficult year for everyone, and I think this moment is very, very important to share with their family and to stay positive.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it, and I'm sure you'd join me in wishing Hugo, who is an absolute inspirational leader for this club, a Spurs man through and through, has been here 8 years already. I'm sure you wish to say goodbye to him or wave goodbye to him because you're all on mute. Appreciate that. So thank you, Hugo.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye, Hugo.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hello. Bye, Hugo. Bye, Hugo. Bye, Hugo. Bye, bye.
Bye, Hugo.
Bye,
Hugo.
Bye.
Bye, Hugo.
There you go.
Speak now. I think we're on mute.
It's gone.
Bye.
Say hi.
Bye-bye, Hugo. Happy Christmas to everybody.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, Hugo Louise. Oh.
Thank you, Hugo. You're our number one now.
Bye.
Hugo, can you say Merry
Bye,
Christmas?
Hugo. Love you.
Merry Christmas, Hugo.
Merry Christmas to you, Hugo.
Thank you very much.
Hugo Louise. Okay, come on. Oh.
Beaucoup et au revoir.
Au revoir. Joyeux Noël.
There, I hope that gave you an insight into how our club captain thinks and approaches Christmas himself. And also, I love the bit when people photobomb, totally unprepared, totally unscripted. That was brilliant. Anyway, looking forward to next year, we're going to try and carry on with the plans that we had. So yes, we're going to do more Zoom calls and things like that, maybe some competitions, but also we need ideas from you guys. It's your group, it's your organisation, it's your supporters club. So please send us ideas of what you'd like to see, what you'd like to do, and we'll try and incorporate as much as we possibly can. As well, we'd love to see photos related to Spurs from Christmas to see how you spent your time celebrating, and also what weird and wonderful Spurs gifts you actually got. If you've got any ideas or any photos or videos or anything, send them through to info@spursdsa.org. That'd be great. Anyway, just to wrap the rest of the year off, I thought I'd give you a little Christmas carol. Jingle bells, Arsenal smell, West Ham run away. We're gonna be at the top of the league when it comes to the end of May. Hey! Have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon.